Morning, good morning. We are live and we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and we're not on Instagram. Are you there, Kate? Are you there, Kate? Hello, Kate.
Very echoey, Michael J.
Okay. I'm not sure what this
Yeah,
echo.
can
I don't
you? Is it your other monitor that's open? Because I
I
wasn't
have
echoey
I have
before you popped on.
y- yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have sound on anything. So,
How about now?
but I don't know. I don't hear an echo. That's the thing. I don't hear it.
Okay. Well, if you don't hear it, then I'm gonna just keep going and
We could
pretend
assume
our
maybe
listeners
it's
can't
not.
either.
Yeah, so I'm not streaming any audio. So I'm just kind of doing that. You might want to double check we're live on on your phone via your Landis page.
Yeah, I
Because
can't.
it. Okay.
I have my phone already queued for something.
Okay. 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 So, well, good morning. We have our one and only. Oh no, we have a Landis visitor. Maybe that's you.
Live listener.
I was gonna say those are live Twitch listener, but it wasn't. So, um, today is September the 27th. It's the National Podcast Day or week. I don't know which it is, but we started a podcast 39 episodes ago in January, and we are every Tuesday live at 9 a.m. Totally non scripted. You could find us on Facebook. Uh, where are we all listed here? We're on Facebook. We are on LinkedIn. We are on the Land Assist Farm Bureau business page on Facebook. We're on Twitch. We're on Twitter, and we're on YouTube. So that's where we are. So, Kate, tell us what you've learned in the last little bit here, trying to start up this podcast. No, I don't hear you. So I'm not sure.
Hello.
There you are. Hello.
All right. So, what have I learned since starting doing podcasts is that we are amateurs. Um, the fact that we are now more than half the year in, and this is very echoey, and I was not echoey when I logged in this morning.
Yeah. And I don't hear an
And
echo,
I just,
so hopefully it's not on the thing. I don't know.
I think it is echoey. So I need to have Matt jump online and tell us.
So I don't hear an echo. Every once
But
in a while
yeah,
there's
so
something, but
podcasting. Michael J, did you know
mhm.
when podcasting started?
Oh, uh, no. Tell me. 2005.
You don't. Okay, so here are some options for Michael J.
Okay. Okay. I like options.
Did podcasting 2010, 2012, 2004, or 2014?
Hmm. Now it's not four because nobody really had a phone. I don't think podcasting really started until people had smartphones. So smartphones didn't come out in 2004. So I'm probably going to go with 10.
So I like your logic. You applied some logic to your reasoning, but you are wrong.
Okay.
Podcasting did start in 2004, and it was created by a former MTV video jockey, and he partnered with a software
Oh,
developer,
okay.
and it was created for MP3 players.
Oh, there we go. So they could download to the MP3 players,
Yep.
which were prior to phones. So I guess that's really when it was started. I guess it was talked about. Um, yeah, and then video is only really been recent, don't you think? In the last little
I
bit.
don't know. My son's been watching video since he was born in
YouTube.
2006. Yeah, he was like
That's
video
YouTube.
podcasters since he was probably 6 years old.
Yeah, yeah. So
So,
we've only been doing this for like I don't what 9 months, 9 months. So
yeah,
we're
9 months.
really
It'll be 10 months
relatively
next week.
new to the game. And so a little bit about how Kate and I got started and the reasoning behind it. So I'm Michael J. Williams, and I'm with Speaker Real Estate. And I realize I don't have my logos up there, but there they are in the corner. Speaker Real Estate. And we over the other day. And so I knew Kate from a while back, and I said, "Hey, Kate, I'm interested in doing um, sort of a video podcast live, no topic necessarily." And so, since I'm MJ and I invited Kate, I thought it would be cool to be MJ and Kate on whatever we wanted to talk about. And so we sort of got together, and the one thing that we have stayed true to on our podcast from the very beginning is that we do it every Tuesday at 9 a.m. live. Ready or not, we are here, unashamed, unbarred, just unfiltered. And so consistency was what I felt like was going to be something that would drive us to that to be consistent. Okay. The second thing was is to sort of have an idea of what our shows were going to be about and to at least get us started. And so we've kind of ebbed and flowed around that, but we come back to the same sort of um, guide, if you would, and that's today is National whatever day it is. So that's sort of helped us line up our shows and decide what we're going to do as far as um, different things that are going on. So last week we did sort of a local thing, and because we have Art Prize and it's continuing to go on right now. So check out our video for Art Prize from last week, and you can find it somewhere down there and in on our video feed, and you'll learn all about Art Prize. So I think we are on the page here. Just double checking. I'm watching us on the page here that we're live. So 9 minutes ago. So, but if you're watching from somewhere, you always put it in the comments, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay. That way, we get an idea of when and where you're watching from. So, Kate, without that's kind of a basis of where we started, and I'll get into the nitty gritty about all the tech stuff that we use each week to help us get going. What else do you want to share at this point?
Well, so podcasting has been around since 2004, which was news to me for the same reasons Michael J said. Although I guess I was actually listening to podcasts before they were video. Years ago, there was a podcast called Serial, and I honestly thought that this was kind of like the uh I don't know, the maiden podcast series basically. But it was called Serial, and I thought I would share just a little clip, a little teaser of this podcast. Um, it's really hard for me because I want to share some awesome news about this podcast and the main person in it, but you'll have to listen to the podcast and then maybe we'll Google the name. All right, so how do I let's see. Can you hear that?
You muted it. Let me unmute it.
An inmate at
Okay. We need to
online. That's betterhelp.com/serial.
Okay, there we go.
This is a global Cal-Link prepaid call from
Adnan Sayed.
an inmate at a Maryland correctional facility.
From This American Life and WBEZ Chicago, it's Serial, one story told week by week. I'm Sarah Koenig. For the last year, I've spent every working day trying to figure out where a high school kid was for an hour after school one day in 1999. Or if you want to get technical about it, and apparently I do, where a high school kid was for 21 minutes after school one day in 1999. This search sometimes feels undignified on my part. I've had to ask about teenagers' sex.
So because that was echoey in my ear, I have no idea what you all heard. I even tested it. I hopped online at 8:30
Yeah,
to
yeah.
test it, and it was not echoey. So I don't know what happened.
And see, I don't hear an echo. So I don't
So
know
I don't
where
know how
it's
far
coming
you
from.
got, but
So she
Adnan
was,
Syed,
yeah.
did you hear like what the podcast is about at least?
So basically, it opened with a call from the correctional institution and her looking for a teenager who disappeared for a few hours.
Yes. So this is a podcast about this gentleman who was accused of murder in 1999. And it talks about the trial, and it talks about all these technology pieces like cell towers. And this was basically in 1999, like the beginning of being able to use that type of technology for like alibis and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
she talks to Adnan Syed, who's the accused murderer, and it takes you through everything. And then you get to decide basically at the end, did the jury get it right or did the jury get it wrong? And is he an innocent man in prison? It's really fascinating. It was probably the first podcast that I ever listened to.
Hmm.
Oh, LinkedIn user. Michael J's awesome. We love him.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, I did. Oh, I clicked a button, Michael J. I didn't mean to do that.
It's back.
For some reason, I don't have access
Oh.
to interact with the chat. So that's just one of my favorite podcasts.
So I started listening to some early on, just eh, podcasts, and I don't know if most people think of podcasts as an audio thing, or as a video thing. So I think for us, since we're video only, and not out there, it's a little bit. It's in our minds, it's different when we think about it. Eventually we'll move some of those older shows um, out to the thing. So if you like to edit audio tracks and you would be interested in that, that that might be an opportunity for you to edit those tracks for us and get them out there on the thing. Or we may just stick them out there without without being edited at all. So much like the live here on the TV.
Yes. Yeah.
So
So
yeah, so
another thing, I know you were going to share some of the tech, Michael J. Ugh. So, did you know that there was some legal trouble with podcasting?
tell me about it.
So when when podcasting first started, they it was people were being sued for making it available for people to listen to these radio bits on
Hmm.
this podcasting app.
Okay.
Um, and thankfully for us, all of us listeners out there, the court ruled that it was not an infringement because they were just basically sharing something that was already free on the radio.
Hmm.
So now we have lots of different platforms that people can use to create podcasts. So Michael J, what do we use?
So we use a video one, and the one that we use, I can pop it up here. Um, there's two huge popular ones. and we use Restream. And when we were going back and forth to start our podcast, we were looking at StreamYard and we were looking at Restream. And these are basically two interfaces that are available via the World Wide Web through your web browser. And what it does is it's a connection point, so that we can Kate can be where she's at, I can be where I'm at. We can sort of come into a digital studio. We can invite guests, we can bring elements from outside the studio as well, so whether it's PowerPoint or video, or if we want to do sound, we're only limited to what type of technology that we have that we're able to bring all this together. The coolest thing about using a service such as this is the ability to bring in guests and to manage it, um, much like a Zoom call that most people have experienced over time, where it's easily to be interacted. Now, the difference between these two different platforms was one of the reasons that I struggled so hard back and forth which one to use to see whether or not it would be uh, you know one's easier, one does things. They basically do the same thing. They bring all the elements into one spot where you can create that, and then you can simultaneously broadcast it out to different platforms on the social networks and web. So whether you have an account on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitch, which is a few of the channels that we simultaneously broadcast out to, um, would depend on which program that you use. And of course, they all have paid tiers and they even have free tiers. And the biggest difference between the free tiers and the paid tiers is logos, whether or not you can use your own logos or have their logos all over everything. And then the number of streams that you can send out at the same time, or whether or not you can send out live video, or whether or not you can send out pre-recorded video. So looking at these two, Kate and I went with Restream, and the biggest reason we went with Restream is because Black Friday they were half price. So they're basically their medium tier, if you would, that would allow us to do everything we wanted to do without any kind of compromises, was half the price of StreamYard, just because they had a special there. And so that's why we went with Restream. And so, but there are others out there, especially if you have other, um, you want to use maybe instead of Mac, or you want to use a Mac or something, there's other programs out there for that. So, and then to get started with the video podcast, everybody gets into kind of the equipment. And so, are you ready to talk about equipment?
Sure.
Sure. So the one thing that you need is a phone. That's it. You could literally do a podcast with a phone, and that's your only piece of technology that you would ever need.
How much is
Um,
Apple paying you to hold their phone for so long, Michael J?
so I have no paid affiliate links on all the next things that I'm going to share. I wish I should, right? It should be all affiliated. So here's a couple of technology pieces that Kate and I decided to either invest in or get in order to kind of do the show. So, like I said, you can do a show from your phone, but we're using laptops, so we have those. And then the number one thing, especially if you're just going to be doing like we're doing video, is a headset. And the reason for the headset, and it doesn't have to be a big bulky headset like this, it could be something smaller, is that you don't get the feedback from the sound playing out and then going back in the microphone. And so everybody will say microphones the number one key thing, especially if it's only audio. If it's only audio, that audio has to be clear and concise, and people aren't going to listen to a podcast if it's, like you said, echoey or there's too much going on. In a video podcast, you get some context, so you know what's going on. If it's something's a little off, you can kind of maybe the image kind of helps your brain figure it out. But in that audio only, you really need some good sound. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and buy um, the best microphone, that's out there. Like I said, uh, I personally just have a headset, and I use this Logitech wired headset that gives pretty good sound and pretty good in my ear, and also for the microphone. I've also used my Bluetooth earphones as well when I was on location, and they work well also. So
And I
so
have not
microphone.
figured out a good headset because every week I feel like I have audio issues. So maybe by the end of the year, I
Yeah,
will figure out because I have these headsets that I've tried.
yeah.
I have this, which you say sounds quiet today, right?
Well, I don't hear any background noise, so that's kind of
Well, that's
interesting.
good.
Yeah, it's good, but yeah, but I'm like, we need an audio track behind us almost, but we don't have enough system resources for an audio track. Um, the other one that I bought this one about $40 on Amazon. It's a UHF wireless lavalier microphone. I use this for video stuff outside of podcasting, but the headset that comes with this, the little wireless lavalier headset that you can use, I've used this in a couple of episodes, especially like when we were up in the kitchen, where I could be hands free, and I could, it's wireless, so I could walk around and do that kind of stuff. So this one's about $40 if you're going to do any kind of outdoor wireless stuff. Um, I bought a um, um, I bought a microphone, and even had a company reship all the equipment to me because it didn't quite work. But for some reason, something fancy like this, I can only use like when I'm recording something for video that's um, not live. For some reason, this doesn't work on our live stream, and I don't know why. Because it comes with a really cool board that has sound effects and stuff.
You want to know why, Michael J?
Why is it?
Because we're amateurs.
Is that what it is?
Yes, so we
Something,
need to
yeah.
have someone give us a lesson. Like, if you are in a broadcasting major, come spend an hour with us, teach us your ways.
Yeah, because I think the box was messed up or something. I don't know, um, and I just never got it to sound correctly. So I don't know. We might play with it between now and some other time, and it just looks cool, right? Because
It does look cool.
hey, welcome. It's Sunday,
It's very
Sunday, Sunday.
official.
We're gonna work on some great audio inputs for you. Come on down to Dieter Auto. We got cars, we got trucks, we got everything you need. Come on down. So I don't, it just looks cool, right? So,
Yeah.
but
So I have another podcast to share, Michael J, that kind of has our so they are recorded video,
hmm,
but they only share the audio.
okay,
And I've been told that there's a movie coming or something, but they also have a show, like a traveling where you can buy tickets, and watch them do their podcast.
yeah. So
Um,
can I finish up with the equipment real quick, and then we'll jump over
oh, sure,
there?
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
just do that real quick. So I do have a separate camera besides what's on my thing, and I use this Evere Media PW5 13 live stream cam. And the reason that I did this is because it's an Ultra 4K camera, and it does have a built-in microphone, but I'm not using it. But it's wide angle lens, and so it gives a great picture without anything else. And I bought a gooseneck stand for it so that I can position it anywhere I want to position it. Also on Amazon. And then lighting. So just to give some extra light on my face, these are $20. They come on a stand. You can move them around. They plug into any kind of USB power. Give huge bright light. If I turn them all the way up, they're too bright. Nice thing about them, they're portable. You can take them anywhere you want. There's colored lenses that come with them to to diffuse the lights. And so, and we talked about the microphones, and we talked about that. So that's basically it as far as what we're doing. The biggest thing that helps us out is the interface, which, like I said, we use Restream. So that's the biggest thing, that Kate and I can be in the studio and not be live and still interact with each other, which is great. So that's kind of the basic podcasting stuff, if you will. For us, if you want to edit your podcast to go out to just be audio, then you need a third party service. And so that's where we've or I have got stuck, is trying to figure out what's the best third party, because you need a host in order to push it out to all the different options for people to listen to. And so some of those are paid, some of those are free. And so just trying to get into what's the best um, thing for us, I don't know. It might be the free one because
Yeah. Also, Michael J., we should mention, even though most people, I think, have dual screens by this point in their lives, it really is key to have more than one monitor. Don't you
to
think?
do when you're doing a video podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were just doing, audio and you didn't have a guest, you wouldn't necessarily need anything. For us, it helps us to see each other and be able to know what's going on in the studio, as well as whatever else we need to queue up for the segments that are going on. So, you said there's a live podcast
Yeah.
that you want to talk about.
So I obviously like the live murder type podcasts, like How to Catch a Killer kind of thing. But I also love learning about people. And so there's this podcast that came out during COVID called Smartless, and it's with Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett, a comedian, director, producer, actor, and a musical theater guy. And there's I hear music.
I just threw some music in
Oh, okay. I
in
was
the
like,
back.
I didn't touch anything, I promise.
Yeah.
But so they record their show and they bring on these guests, and it's a surprise guest. Like each host picks a new guest every week, and they don't
Okay.
know who it is.
Okay.
So they can't pre-plan.
Okay.
Everything is off the cuff. And they have video because the monitor drops, and then they're like, oh my gosh, it's Katy Perry or whatever, and they get so excited.
Whoever the guest is, yeah.
So this is, if I out, okay, here we go. Oh,
It's called
I'm like trying.
Smartless.
It's called Smartless.
Uh-huh. It's an audio podcast.
Hey guys, get ready to get your socks knocked right back onto your feet.
I don't think that's a saying, and if that's your attempt at an intro,
Come on, that's
we
good.
just lost half the audience. Will, your turn. Get ready to get your socks knocked back onto your feet. Because that'd be a hell of
I thought that. There we go.
My socks are back on because it's too cold in here in Michigan to have socks on your feet.
So they only share the audio, but it is a recording because they, like I said, they don't know who the guest is, and then
Right.
they're talking as they're talking about what they're seeing about each other, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're eating a Reese's peanut butter cup." Like these are like very famous actors, and they are just letting their hair down, having a regular conversation like we have, and then they invite someone to join it, and it's awesome because usually when you see celebrities on like the Letterman show, or now I'm dating myself by calling it the Letterman show, that doesn't even exist. But anyway, they only talk about the show that they're doing, their upcoming movie premiere, or their upcoming TV series, or whatever. These, they actually talk about the person. Like you get to a real feel of who these people are, and they have celebrities, they have scientists, they have They had Kamala Harris, and I apologize, I probably pronounced it wrong. My family makes fun of me for mispronouncing it, but they do so many different things that's why people want to go watch them on tour. So that's what I was trying to think of. So
Okay.
if you like people and you like humor, totally check them out.
Do you know where they're coming next?
Oh, no, I do not know where they're coming
Okay,
next.
I thought maybe you were setting us up for a local.
No, they've never come close enough to where I could go see them. So
Oh, okay. Well, Chicago, maybe no.
they have been in Chicago. They've been to Will Arnett is from Canada, and I believe so is Jason Bateman. Is that right?
Okay.
Is he from Canada? I don't know. Will Arnett for sure is from Canada, and
Okay.
you can hear it in his accent. So they go to Canada a lot. They always talk about their one listener, because they didn't know how this was going to take off in COVID. So the one listener is Sean Hayes's sister-in-law, cousin, something. I don't know. It's funny. Anyway.
Yeah.
Those are two of the podcasts I listen to. I listen to tons though.
So yeah, I listen to quite a few. Also, I kind of like got into audiobooks at the moment, so I'm trying to get more books read this year. The most recent one that I just about finished is called Boss Up, and it is. I'll tell you about it here. It's Lindsay Moreno, Moreno. It's called Boss Up. This ain't your mama's business book. And so she got into a whole business and speaks really mostly through the podcast to women in particular, and about not being afraid to follow your passions and do your work. But there's a lot of good just business smart stuff in there. So she's somebody who is not afraid to say, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to find somebody else how to do this, kind of how to do this thing. So that's the most recent one that I picked up. And we are like running out of time, like super fast, right? So I can't even believe it that it went by so quickly.
It did.
And Kate, I have a couple of questions after the show if you can hold on for the after show. And sorry you're not invited to the after show because the rest of you, because it's after the show. So
if you want exclusive access to the after show, put your name in the comments and we might hook you up.
Put the comments and we'll get you in the green room.
A backstage pass.
Backstage pass, yeah. That's what it would be, right? I guess it would be.
It would be.
In a way. So that he could do all that. So so next week we'll be back Tuesday 9 a.m. live on our streams. You'll find us around there. We weren't able to pre-broadcast or pre-announce this show because some technical glitches between Facebook and Restream. But other than that, everything's kind of working out. So we'll put a lot of the stuff in the comments later. So Kate will go back and put in some of the stuff that she talked about later today or tomorrow, and I'll put in the links for the stuff that I talked about, and we'll have that all up there for you. So whether you're looking for your next home or you're looking to be a first-time home buyer, I'm Michael J. with Speaker Real Estate, can help you out. And if you have any insurance needs, this is Kate Landis with the Landis Agency, Farm Bureau Insurance, and she can set you up with whether it's homeowners insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, some sort of umbrella policy that you may need, and she can tell you all about all of those other smaller insurance needs that you're not aware of that you may need, in addition to the major home, auto, life. Okay.
Business.
So business,
office, all those things.
All those things. Yep. So, so check it out.
Next week.
We'll see you next week.